designated hitter Decker Scheffler. Bowling Green right-hander Peyton Wilson making his second career start. One win, one loss. This will be his sixth appearance of the season, his second start. As I mentioned, 9 innings pitched. He's allowed 16 hits, 13 runs, 10 earned. He's walked 3 and struck out 4. His ERA is 10. And opponents are hitting .372 against him. The Bowling Green defense behind Wilson. First base, Tyler Hayes. Second base, Dylan DeHanas. Shortstop, Ryan Johnston. Third base, Mason Montgomery. The outfield left to right, Adam Fallon, Jack Krause, Andy Gayton. And behind the plate is Kyle Gurney. So we're about ready to get underway here in game number 2. Peyton Wilson's other start, of course, was his last time out at Western Michigan against a pretty potent offense there with the Broncos. 4 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs. First pitch of the game is a ball, and we are underway in game 2 at 2:50. The sunshine Saturday afternoon here in Bowling Green. Not a super warm day, but certainly warmer than it could be, as there is a swing and a miss, strike 1. Game 3 of a 4-game set. Game 2 of this doubleheader today. 62 degrees thereabouts as we start off. Here's a slow roller right down the line at third. Backhanding Montgomery, gunning across in time for out number 1. Mason Montgomery makes the play. And there's one up, one down, and the ball stayed first. Noah Navarro now will step in. Peyton Wilson made 4 relief appearances before getting that start. His last relief appearance on April 3rd was here against Kent State, allowed just 1 run in 3 innings. There's a chopper foul. Wilson, one outing in particular, has really ballooned his overall season stats with a small sample size. He failed to retire a batter at James Madison back in March, gave up 5 hits and 5 runs, 2 of which were earned. There's a strike, 0-2. So Wilson working quickly, the right-hander working on the far first base side of the rubber. Delivers. Inside, he hits him. I mentioned Ball State, certainly no strangers to being hit by pitch. Coming into the weekend, they had been hit by pitch 47 times. And they had, I think, 1 or 2 in the first game of this doubleheader, so they get the free base runner. Navarro heads down to first base. And here's Ross Messina. He homered in game number 1, takes a strike. Messina, a 2-run homer and a walk in the opener, which Ball State won 6-2. 0-1 pitch not coming. Instead, quick toss to first by Peyton Wilson. Our umpires for game number 2, Frank Barkett behind the plate, Jacob Botek at first, John Sapphire at third. First pitch to Messina is fouled straight back and right over the press box. Navarro at first, he was hit by a pitch with 1 out. Messina will not get a pitch as they throw to first again. There's a pitch down. Ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes. The count on Ross Messina. Navarro is at first after being hit by a pitch. There's 1 out. Top of the first here. Roller in the hole, left side, backhanded on a slide by Johnston. Throws, scoop by Haas. Yes, sir. Ryan Johnston showing off some defensive prowess. And pretty good scoop by Tyler Haas as well at first base. Navarro does move to second on the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up cleanup man Nicholas Powell. Falcons had a couple of key errors in that opener that led to 5 unearned runs, but they also had several great defensive plays. Johnston with a heck of a play there makes Powell a 2-out hitter. Man at second, 2 outs. There's a ball low. Powell in the opener also batted in the cleanup spot. Ball State, exact same lineup as the first game, except the number 9 hitter and DH is different, although Scheffler relieved Fitzpatrick in the first game and batted twice. He'll start this game. Powell walked and was hit by a pitch, 0 for 2 in the opener. 1-0 pitch to him, swing and a miss. Ball State won the lid lifter 6-2. We're now in the nightcap. There's a foul ball out of play off to the left, so 1 ball, 2 strikes. Messina is at second. Left-hand batter Powell digging in against the right-hander Wilson. Wilson checks second, now delivers. That's hit in the air to right. That could be trouble. Gayton is back at the wall, up against the fence, crashes into it, dropped the ball. That'll score a run, and it'll end up a triple for Powell. It's 1-0 Ball State. Like Gayton had made the play, but when he hit the wall, the ball came out. That was a very good running effort, and if he hadn't collided so hard with it, would have been a great play, but turns into a triple for Powell. Great effort by Andy Gayton, but it's 1-0 Ball State. Here's Peltier now. Noah Navarro scored easily. Ball State jumps on top here in the first. Strike called. So Nicholas Powell gets the Cards on the board with that triple to right center. Strike called, makes it 0-2 to Ryan Peltier. Peltier 1 for 3 in the opener, hit by a pitch and singled. Strike 3 called. Not sure what Peltier's thinking. He's out shopping. But a hit batter and a triple produce a run for Ball State. Bowling Green coming to bat in the first with the Cards up 1-0. Bowling Green coming up in the first inning. Let's check their lineup for Coach Halleck and company. Leading off at second base, Dylan DeHanas. Andy Gayton bats second. He's the right fielder. Kyle Gurney, the catcher, bats third. Tyler Haas, the first baseman, cleans up. DH Nathan Rose bats fifth. Batting sixth, Jack Krause in center field. Batting seventh, shortstop Ryan Johnston. Batting eighth in left field, Adam Fallon. And batting ninth, the third baseman, Mason Montgomery. For Ball State, left-hander Luke Jaksic takes the hill. The 6'2 senior hails from St. John, Indiana. Having a real good year, 5-1. This is 13th appearance, his 9th start. In 47 innings, he's allowed 44 hits, 16 runs, 13 of which have been earned, 16 walks and 68 strikeouts. He has not allowed a home run all season. He has a 249 earned run average. 6'2", senior left-hander. The defense behind him, same as the first game, as battery mate is Chase Sebi. The infield, Trent Quartermain at first, Noah Navarro at second, Adam Tellier at short, Ryan Peltier at third. The outfield, left to right, Nicholas Powell, Aaron Simpson, and Ross Messina. Bowling Green coming to bat for the first time in this nightcap, trailing 1-0. In the coaching boxes for the Orange and Brown, Ryan Shea at third base and Trent Verlin at first. Here's DeHanas. Hit his first career home run in the third inning of the opener, accounting for Bowling Green's only offense. He takes the ball outside, and according to DeHanas' own testimony, that's his first home run since at least junior high school. I wonder if it was one of those when they didn't have fences that just rolled and rolled and rolled. There's a foul ball at the plate. Inside the park home run? Yeah. Well. Oh, in high school he had inside the park home runs. Okay. But none over the fence. Okay. So we have gotten slight clarification on that. Statistically, he had homered, but hitting it over the fence, that's a different deal. Ball outside, 2-1. DeHanas also singled in the opener, so 1-2 for 3 day. Ahead in the count, 2-1. He takes that one up and in, 3-1. DeHanas, of course, a local product, started his high school career at St. John's, the Jesuit, finished at BG High School. Now 3-2 as he takes a strike. DeHanas has at least one hit in 10 of his last 12 games and 15 of his last 18. He takes ball 4. Good at-bat to start the game there by DeHanas. And the Falcons will try to build off that leadoff walk with Andy Gayton at the plate. Gayton nearly saved a run in the top of this inning with a running catch, but when he hit the wall, the ball popped out. And that's why Ball State has a 1-0 lead. It turned into an RBI triple. Gayton, speaking of triples, tripled himself back in the opener and scored one of BG's 2 runs. He only batted twice. Tries to bunt, pulls it back, takes a strike. Gayton was in the on-deck circle when Jared Johnson struck out to end the game. Ball State won the opener 6-2. Oh, 1. Check swing, ball in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gayton played last year at Chicago State. They ended up scuttling their program. Gayton last year played in 18 games at .258 with a homer and 5 doubles. 1-1 pitch to him. Hit hard but foul past first. Gayton hitting .200 for the Falcons this year after that 1-for-2 effort in the opener. He's 11 for 55, an even .200 batting average on the season. There's a little toss to first. Chases DeHanas back. One ball, 2 strikes to Gayton. Jaksic pitch bounces in, 2-2. Ball State, temporarily at least, alone in first place. A half game in front of Central Michigan, who's playing Miami today in a doubleheader. They're still playing game 1 of their twin bill. There's a rip into right base hit. Well, Gayton having a good day. DeHanas makes the turn, and he'll go to third with ease. And the Falcons got something cooking in the bottom of the first off Luke Jaksic. That's good baseball all the way around there. Well read off the bat by DeHanas, making the turn from second to third and setting him up on the corners for Kyle Gurney. they're already going to get a mound visit for Ball State. Gurney batted third in the opener, hit into 2 double plays and had infield single as well. Ball State got a run in the top of the first on a hit batter and an RBI triple by Powell. Falcons are trying to answer here in the bottom of the first. A leadoff walk followed by a single by Gayton has him at first and DeHanas at third. Long meeting here before plate umpire Frank Barkett will make the stroll out to break up the proceedings. So Gurney, with that 1 for 3 in the opener, has bumped his average up to 281. Gurney has 4 home runs on the season. He certainly could turn this into a 3-1 game. Lefty pitcher, righty batter, ball 1. And that may have been what that mound visit was about, that, hey, be careful with this guy. He's got the ability to take one out of here. 1-0. 2 balls and no strikes. So Jaksic, the lefty who came in with a 5-1 mark and a team leading 249 earned run average, is struggling a bit here in the opening frame. 2-0 pitch. Fouled away. A sun-drenched day here at Steller Field at Gary Haas Stadium. Slight breeze blowing out to center field. We've seen it affect a few balls that got high in the air, but it's not too disruptive today. 2-1 pitch. Instead, a throw to first and a little bit low, but Quartermain able to dig it out easily as Gayton dives back in. Gayton has 7 stolen bases on the season. He's got good speed and is a threat to run. There's another throw to first. Again, the Cardinals won the opener 6-2 to move to 18-4 in conference. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Bouncing in there. Knocked down by Sebi and no thought of advance by Gayton. So now Gurney's in the driver's seat ahead 3 balls and a strike. Cleanup man Tyler Haas in the on-deck circle. Ball State 1, BG nothing. Bottom of the first inning. Men on the corners, nobody out. Good breaking ball, late break, caught the corner, full count. Gurney clearly looking fastball there and didn't get it. But ahead in the count 3-1 he can take. Now it's a full count and Jaksic steps off the back of the slab. Now he's back on there. Lefty also working from the far first base side of the rubber. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. He pulled the string again. Well, when you're behind in the count and you throw 2 straight breaking balls, that's a veteran move. And Gurney is a strikeout victim. So 1 out, Tyler Haas will bat. Even good pitchers down 3-1 in the count will a lot of times not throw a breaking ball. Haas with an RBI chance. There's another breaking ball for a strike. So Jaksic has found that pitch here. Haas in the opener walked twice and also struck out. Batting in the cleanup spot, playing first again for Adam Furness in the nightcap. Gayton, a little jump from first. They throw to first, and they picked him off. Not sure if Gayton was trying to bait him into something or he genuinely got fooled. But he's out, and that's a good way to kill a potential rally. But DeHanas is still at third with 2 outs. Haas trying to come through with an RBI here. Fastball just missed. A ball, a strike. So Jaksic, after several consecutive breaking balls, went to the fastball there, didn't get the call. 1-1 pitch. Lifted to center, drop in there, yes sir. BG's tied the game on a single by Tyler Haas. Little looping line drive to center. And after the pickoff at first seemed to take the wind out of the sails of Bowling Green, Haas responds with an RBI single, and we're tied at 1. So Nathan Rose bats with 2 outs and a man on first and a run in for BGSU. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball came down and in. For Haas, his 10th RBI of the season. Ball down to Nathan Rose. One pitch, another breaking ball. He swings over top of it. Rose, a .300 hitter on the season. Went 0 for 1 in the nightcap before being lifted at third base. He's DHing here in the nightcap. 1-2 pitch. Hit toward the hole, left side. Third baseman ranges and makes the short throw to second to end the inning. However, Bowling Green scores a run. They did it on a couple of hits plus a walk. They leave a man. We go to the second. Ball State 1 and Bowling Green 1.
Falcons in the bottom of the first. 1 run on 2 hits. There were no cardinal errors. 1 runner left on base.
Big game. That's why softball games move so much faster. There's no throws to first.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought of that.
Because the runner's not allowed to leave till the pitch leaves their hand.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
I always hated that our high school pitchers would do it all the time, and I wouldn't even want to go to their games anymore at that point. I'm like, you guys literally never get them out. Why do you keep doing it?
There's way too many throws to first in
There was
baseball.
more throws to first than there were actual pitches in high school. I was like,
Matter of fact, I've always said if they can do something as dumb as start extra innings with a man on second, they ought to just say there's no more pickoff plays. Just no more. Either throw them out stealing or forget it. Because nobody steals a base anyway. Ball State coming to bat here in the top of the second inning. 1-1 is our score. Ball State with hitters 6, 7, and 8 due up. Quartermain swings and misses to begin the second inning against BG right-hander Peyton Wilson. Quartermain hit 2 home runs in the opening 12-0 whitewash win for Ball State on Friday. Take strike 2 here. Game 1 of this doubleheader, he singled and scored, officially 1 for 3 plus a walk. Wilson working quickly, misses way outside. The Falcon defense, Tyler Haas at first, Dylan DeHanas at second, Ryan Johnston short, Mason Montgomery at third. Here's a 1-2 pitch, outside again. Outfield left to right, Adam Fallon, Jack Krause, and Andy Gayton. Kyle Gurney, like his opposite number, Chase Sebi, working both ends of the doubleheader behind the plate. And again, Wilson missing outside. So he got ahead 0-2, and he's missed 3 straight away, and he's run the count full to Trent Quartermain. Payoff pitch. Missed away again. So first walk issued by Wilson, although he hit a batter in the first who ultimately scored.
The center fielder, Aaron Simpson.
Here's Aaron Simpson. Came to Muncie via Orange, California and Cypress College. Center fielder. Had a hit, scored twice in the opener. Fouled that one straight back. Coach Rich Maloney's team has a number of Californians on it, at least a couple that we've seen already. Seby's from Huntington Beach, Simpson from Orange, California, both of them coming the junior college route. There's a foul back. So again, Wilson ahead of the batter 0-2. He did the same with Quartermain, but then threw 4 straight balls. 0-2 pitch to Simpson. Instead, a quick throw to first. 1-1 our score. Falcons scored on an RBI single by Tyler Haas to tie the game in the bottom of the first. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Rolled softly right side. First baseman has it. Pitch to the pitcher covering, and they record the out. Quartermain moves to second on the play. So score to that 3-1. Nice job by Wilson to get off the mound quickly and get to where he's supposed to be. As that ball was sort of hit in no man's land, the first baseman had to go get it. And the play was made. So Seby steps in with a man at second and 1 out. Seby, 187 hitter, but he hit a 2-run homer in the opener. Couple of looks to second by Wilson, now delivers. That's ripped left center. That's a base hit. It's 2-1 Ball State. So Chase Seby, you wouldn't know he's a sub-200 hitter by today's efforts. A 2-run homer in the opener and an RBI single here in the nightcap, and Ball State takes the lead right back. It's 2-1 Cardinals. Seby coming into this series had a homer and 12 RBI for the year. There's a foul ball back off the bat of DH Decker Scheffler. Scheffler replaced Fitzpatrick as the DH in the opener of this doubleheader, an infield single and a flyout for his efforts. 0-1 pitch, reaches out, fouls one back. Seby's had himself a nice series. He was also 2 for 3 in Friday's win with an RBI. So he had 12 RBIs coming into the series. He has 4 in 3 games here in BG. Strike 3 called. And Scheffler's out shopping. So 2 outs. Second strikeout recorded by Peyton Wilson. First time through the lineup. We'll turn it over to the top for Adam Tellier.
Top of the order, the shortstop, Adam Tellier.
Tellier grounded to third to lead off the game. This is a pop-up right field line. Could be trouble. And it is. It falls fair. Gayton comes up to get it. Throws to second. Boy, that was a heck of a throw, but beating it anyway was Tellier. A bloop double down the right field line. Second and third now as Seby scooted over to third, and Noah Navarro will bat. Gayton had no chance to get to that ball in the air. He couldn't have taken it out there and dropped it off any better. But Gayton showed off a very strong and accurate arm there. Good thing Tellier didn't dog it at any point, or he'd have been out. So here's Navarro now, the chance to plate 2. Breaking ball stayed inside. Peyton Wilson not sure where it was, asking Frank Barkett for some clarification. Cards have scored a run in the second to reclaim the lead at 2-1. A chance for more damage here. 1-0 to Navarro. Fastball up. 2-0. Navarro walked twice, officially 0 for 3 in the opener. Was 1 for 1 with 3 runs scored in game 1 of the series on Friday. 2-0 pitch. Chopped left side. Now they're going to say foul ball. Must have hit off the foot of the batter there. Yeah, he's going to take a little time. 2 balls and a strike now. Navarro was hit by a pitch in the first and scored on the triple by Powell. This time he's looking to do the run driving in part of the equation. That's fouled back to the screen. 2-2 now. Freshman right-hander Peyton Wilson for Bowling Green trying to work out of this jam. A run is already scored. 2-1 Cardinals. 2-2 pitch. That's hit to left, a base hit. One scores, here comes another around third, and it was now 4-1 Ball State. Sebi scored easy. Tellier showing his wheels, came around from second. They cut the throw and tried to throw back behind Navarro, but he's on first safely with a 2-run single. And the Cardinals with a 3-run second inning have taken a 4-1 lead. That'll bring up Ross Messina. Messina grounded in the hole to shortstop on a fine play by Johnston. He was retired his first time up. There's a ball outside. One-0 pitch to Messina. Missed the outside corner. Messina had a 2-run homer in the opener of this doubleheader. Also walked. He was robbed of extra bases on a grab against the wall in dead center by Kraus as well. Check swing, called strike. Chase Sebi an RBI single. Noah Navarro a 2-run single here in the Cardinals' second. 4-1 Ball State. 2-1, instead throw to first and threw it away. BG's 4th error of the day. Coming around second, Navarro thought about it, but holds on there as Tyler Haas finally chased that ball down and returned it to the infield. Coming into this game, Bowling Green had committed only 27 errors in 31 games. They have committed 4 on this day. They also had 2 yesterday, so coming into this series, they had only 25 errors in 30 games. 2 errors, 3 errors, and now 1 already here in the nightcap of this doubleheader. So Navarro's now at second for Messina, who's ahead in the count 2-1. He grounds it in the hole to left, base hit. And wouldn't you know, they capitalize on another Bowling Green mistake, and it's now 5-1 Cardinals. Similar thing happened in the opener when a misplayed ball at third base by Rose with 2 outs led to Sebi coming to the plate, and he had a 2-run homer. This time, an error advances a man from first to second. The next batter, the next pitch promptly rolls one into left to score that runner. And it's now 5-1 Ball State. Four-run inning here. And baseball, just like any other sport, is about taking advantage of chances. And Ball State's done that today when they've been presented with them. They had 5 unearned runs in that 6-1 win in the opener of the doubleheader. And now, at this point, what would be an unearned run to tack on their 4th run of this inning, 5th of the game, here in the top of 2. Nicholas Powell bats. He tripled in a run in the first. Takes a strike. His ball was actually initially caught out in right center, but right fielder Andy Gayton then crashed into the fence, and it jarred the ball loose. Runner bluffs. Ball is taken. Strike 2 on the outside corner. 0-2 pitch from Peyton Wilson to Nick Powell. Fouled away. The other way, out of play to left. A walk and an error in this inning. A double and 3 singles. Have produced 4 runs. Another 0-2 pitch, and that's fouled back. Wilson trying to end this second inning. Delivers. That's fair down the right field line. Hard hit line drive. Gayton gets to it near the BG bullpen. They're going to wave the man around. Messina trying to come all the way from first. He'll make it. Meanwhile, they throw to third, and the runner goes back to second where there is no defense. And it is now a 6-1 Ball State lead and a 5-run second inning. So Powell with a triple and a double and 2 RBI here in his first 2 plate appearances in the first 2 innings. So the Cardinals have batted around here in the second. Peltier, the 9th batter of the inning. Cardinals are blowing this one open. Falcons getting heating up at the bullpen. Swing and a miss. Peyton Wilson getting shelled here in the second inning. Five runs on 5 hits to this point in the frame. Peltier certainly capable of adding to it. Got tied up there and swings and misses. No balls, 2 strikes. There's a skied pop-up right side, right near the bag. First baseman Haas puts it away. But it was a prosperous inning for the Ball State Cardinals. 5 runs on 5 hits. There was a BG error and 1 left. Falcons come to bat in the home second. A lot of work to do. Cardinals lead it 6-1.
Plowden and Diggs staying and 3 transfers coming in.
Well, not totally unanticipated.
Huh?
Not totally anticipated. Figured Plowden and Diggs would be back. And then the transfers, I mean, it's wild, wild west out there. I mean, I knew we'd get a couple from somewhere, but, you know, guys can transfer without sitting out, so it's...
You almost have to have a coach dedicated to the transfer portal these days.
Well, absolutely. That's where a lot of your recruiting's done now. Got to have a scorecard, right?
It's the COVID fans.
That exacerbated it, yeah. Falcons come to bat for the bottom of the second inning, trailing 6-1. Ball State with a 5 spot in the second to bust this one open. Falcons lead off with Jack Krause. Takes a strike from the left-hander, Luke Jaksic. Center fielder Krause awaiting the second pitch. That caught the corner. Quickly, Jaksic ahead, 0-2. Krause 0 for 3 in the opener, but some great defense in center field. Checks his swing, they appeal, and they ring him up. Strike 3. So Krause, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. He is gone for out number 1. Second strikeout by Jaksic. Here's Ryan Johnston now, the shortstop. First pitch to Ryan. Chopped toward shortstop as opposite number Tellier backs up from the skin of the grass. Throws across. Quartermain reaches up, stays down, record the out. Boy, Quartermain used every inch of his frame there, the 6'3 junior, to haul that in and keep a toe on the bag and record the out on Johnston as they had a bit of a collision there at the conclusion of the play, but it's 2 outs. Here's Adam Fallon, the only player in the lineup who did not play in the opener. Left-hand batting left fielder takes a strike. Fallon from Bishop Watterson High School in Columbus takes the ball outside. His hometown is actually Powell, Ohio, one of those suburban areas north of Columbus. Played for Watterson. 1-1 count to him. Fouls it off the mitt of catcher Chase Sebi. Of course, for Fallon, the highlight of his season, that grand slam in the win at Ohio. That was a 5-2 Bowling Green win back on March 22nd in Athens. He waves at that one, and 1-2-3 go the Falcons in the second. We go to the third. Ball State 6, Bowling Green 1.
Falcons in the bottom of the second. No runs on no hits. There were no cardinal errors. No one left on base.
What's your over and under from the Honolulu Blue and Silver this year, big man? 4 wins?
They're going to be bad.
3.5?
Yeah, I would think they'll be the worst team, if not right there.
I've seen a lot of things saying they have the worst roster in the league.
They do.
Yeah.
They're definitely playing it like it's a super long rebuild, just drafting linemen.
What do you think of their new brass? You like the new GM setup?
Well, I guess we'll see, but seems to have a better idea than the last guy. Doesn't say much.
That's a pretty low bar,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
Third inning on tap here at Steller Field at Gary Haas Stadium. Ball State enjoying themselves in Bowling Green to this point, winning Friday 12-0, winning today 6-2, and leading the nightcap of this one 6-1. Cards batted around there in the second inning against Peyton Wilson. So Quartermain leads off the third as he did the second and takes ball 1. 5 runs on 5 hits in the second for the Cardinals. There's a fastball strike. It's clouded up a little bit here at the Stell, making it feel a little bit chillier. Strike 2 on the outside corner. Breeze seems to have picked up a little bit as well, blowing out to center field. Wilson working ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes, brings it to Quartermain and missed away. Well, that's the pattern he followed last inning with Quartermain, except he was up 0-2 and then threw 4 balls outside, much like that one. 2-2 pitch. Missed again, high and away, so it's full count. Quartermain homered twice in the romp on Friday. Game 1 of this doubleheader, he had a hit. And that time he swings and misses on 1 down, and he helps out Wilson by swinging at ball 4. Third strikeout for Peyton, and 1 up, 1 down. I'll bring up Aaron Simpson.
Aaron Simpson, center field.
Simpson hit a little roller to the right side that Haas fielded and tossed to pitcher Wilson covering. Last inning, he takes the ball high. One 0 pitch. Upstairs, 2-0. Two-0 pitch. Inside, 3-0. Falcons are now on the season 9-7 on the road in conference. They are 0-6 at home. Go figure that one out. 3-0 pitch. Ball 4. So Wilson issues a walk, his second of the game. And Chase Sebi is the batter. Chase in particular has really turned his season around in BG. Had 2 hits, a run, and an RBI on Friday, the opener of this doubleheader. He had a 2-run homer. Ball outside, and his first time up in this game, he got an RBI single. So Chase Sebi has climbed his average up to 196. It was 165 coming into the series. There's a chopper left side. Third baseman to the hole, cuts it off, throw to second. They turn it over, and yeah, it's a double play. Why didn't Sebi run? He thought it was a foul ball, I guess. But they turned the double play. Montgomery to to Haas. And now we're going to get a conference here. Ball State coach thinks that it should have been a foul ball. Sebi never left the box. Yeah, and the umpires are spending more time telling the Ball State coach they're going to talk about it than actually talking about it. I'm not sure they're going to overturn this call, but yep, double play. So 5-4-3 scored on your scorebook. We go to the third. It's Ball State 6 and Bowling Green 1. Well, that was so funny. I was looking at the play the whole time. As they threw to first, I'm like, where's the runner? Oh, shit, he's still standing there.
I'm thinking, how can they turn that? It's so slow.
Right. Well, I guess if you're going to sell it, you got to sell it, right? Well, it must have dropped 8-10 degrees. Well, it still says 66 degrees.
CMU won, Todd. 2-1.
Okay. Bowling Green coming to bat in the home third. Ball State with a commanding 6-1 lead. My name's Todd Walker. Good to have you on board with us this afternoon. Ball State pitcher Luke Jaksich delivering to Mason Montgomery. He lifts one to right center field. That's got some carry to it. That's off the wall. Montgomery will cruise into second with a stand-up double to lead off the Bowling Green third. Mason Montgomery takes one the other way. That's his second double of the year. So the Falcons with the leadoff man aboard for the second time in 3 innings against Jaksich. The man batting now led off with a walk in the first inning and scored. That is Dylan DeHanas. 6-1 Cardinals lead here in the bottom of the third. DeHanas awaiting the pitch, bunts it, first base side. Pitcher Jaksich gets to it quickly, throws to first and beats him by a step. So I guess we score that a sacrifice. Or some people might question sacrificing down 6-1. Perhaps DeHanas was bunting for a hit all along, but we'll score it a sacrifice. Here's Gayton now, the right fielder. He singled in the first and was picked off. Man at third, one out. BG trailing 6-1 in the third. Jackson misses away. Left-hand pitcher for the Cardinals works from the very far right side, first base side of the slab. Comes set and deals. Foul ball, a little breaking ball fouled away by Gayton. Gayton has played very well in this doubleheader today. Tripled and scored in the first game. Also had some fine defensive plays. Takes a strike call. Good breaking ball. Jaksic ahead 1-2. One ball, two strikes. Here it comes. Pulled to first and foul. That last bounce took it to the foul side of the bag. That double by Montgomery, by the way, just the 11th extra base hit Jaksic has allowed this year in about 50 innings of pitching. All of them have been doubles. He has not allowed a triple or a home run. One ball, two strikes to Gayton, who's looking to drive home a run. Montgomery is 90 feet away. 1-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he check? They'll appeal. Nope, they'll just ring him up. So big second out recorded there by Luke Jaksic, and that'll bring up Kyle Gurney. Fourth strikeout already for Jaksic, who bumps his season total to 72 in 49 2/3 official innings now. Gurney was the first strikeout victim back in the first inning. Man at third, two outs. Rope to left, base hit. BG scores a run to cut it to 6-2 on the RBI single by Kyle Gurney. Gurney did a good job sitting back on that ball and just driving it in the hole to left. So the Falcons, for the first time in this series, score in more than one inning. They were shut out on Friday. Scored 2 runs in this opener of the doubleheader on a 2-run homer by DeHanas. Here they have scored 1 in the first and another in the third. Here is Haas. Ball 1. So Kyle Gurney with the RBI. His 24th of the year. That leads the club. Breaking ball stays outside. Gurney has 24 RBI now. DeHanas, or I should say Furness with 19, is number 2 in that category. 2-0 pitch. Fouled at the plate by Haas. Ball State leading now 6-2. That was the final score they won by in the opener of this double dip. 2-1 pitch to Tyler Haas. Inside corner strike. Real nice pitch from Luke Jaksic there. Not much that Tyler could do with it, but take it. 2-2 the pitch. Just got a piece of it to foul it back to stay alive, Tyler Haas. Home plate umpire Frank Barkett gets a fresh supply of baseballs. Two balls, two strikes. That one down and in. Nice job by the catcher, Sebi. Nope, it hit Haas. It bounced and hit him, apparently. Ball State Cardinals don't agree with it. He's down to first base, and now the coach comes out of the dugout. Of course, they had a little bit of a row last inning on a ball that they said hit their guy's foot before rolling to the infielder. It turned into a double play, so a little bit of a previous engagement figuring in that little argument, but short-lived argument. So first and second now, 2 outs for Nathan Rose. Pulls that one foul, weakly past third. Falcons trail 6-2 here in the third. 2-out hit here could certainly lift their spirits. Nathan Rose, 0 for 1 in this game. Swings and a miss. Pulled the string there, Jaksic did. RBI chance for Rose, who was 0 for 1 in the opener. Made a couple errors in the field before being taken out of the game. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Jaksic bears down and strikes out Rose to end the inning. However, the Falcons do get a run. A double by Montgomery and a single by Gurney. We go to the fourth. Ball State 6, Bowling Green 2. Griffin Peril.
Attention, please. Now on the mound for the Falcons, a junior from Perrysburg, Ohio, number 21, Griffin Peril.
Ball State coming to bat here in the fourth inning, leading Bowling Green 6-2, and they will face a new Bowling Green pitcher. It is Griffin Peril, a right-hander from Perrysburg High School. Peril, a two-seam fastball, can ride it up there a little over 90 miles an hour when he's got his good stuff. Also has a good changeup and a slider in his repertoire. Peril, in 6 appearances, has pitched 8 2/3 innings. He's allowed 11 hits, 7 runs, 6 of which have been earned. He's walked 4 and struck out 8. He has a .623 earned run average. Peril had a bit of a tough outing his last time out a week ago today in Kalamazoo. Gave up 2 runs in an inning and a third. He's in to pitch beginning the fourth inning, and he misses down and in to the leadoff man, Decker Scheffler. Strike taken. One pitch now from Peril to Scheffler. Swings and fouls it off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Peril working. 1-2, down and in. Two balls, 2 strikes. Way outside. Looked like he tried to pull the string there. So Peyton Wilson, 3 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs earned. He walked 2, struck out 3, and there's ball 4 to Decker Scheffler.
Top of the order, the shortstop, Adam Tellier.
A leadoff walk. Now Adam Tellier, top of the lineup, takes a strike from Griffin Peril. Again, Peyton Wilson, 3 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs earned. He walked 2 and struck out 3. Scheffler will now is now at first base as that ball comes up and in almost over the catcher. One ball, one strike to Adam Tellier, the shortstop, batting with a man on first, nobody out. There he caught him leaning, but not far enough to pick him off. Cardinals got a run in the first, 5 in the second. BG 1 in the first, 1 in the third. 6-2 Ball State. Cardinals and Central Michigan have each won today. They're still tied for first in the MAC. Fastball high. Each team now 18-4 in conference play. There's a throw to first, and back easily is Decker Scheffler. Scheffler does have 5 steals in 6 attempts. Here's the bunt out in front. Pitcher will have to field it, throw to first, and bounced it in, but Haas scoops it for the out. So Tellier will get credit for the sacrifice. 1-3 on the putout, and Scheffler moves to second with 1 out, and Noah Navarro will bat.
The second baseman, Noah Navarro.
Navarro, with his hit by pitch and 2-run single, has bumped his average up to 339. Leads the Cardinals in that category. Peril checks second and pitches and blows it past Navarro for strike 1. Cardinals 6, Falcons 2. We're playing in the top of the 4th in the 7th-inning nightcap of a doubleheader. 0-1 pitch. Inside and hit him. That one caught him, looked like right in the hip. So that'll make it first and second with 1 out. That's the second hit batter of this game by Bowling Green pitching, as Wilson also hit a batter, and it also was Navarro. So Ross Messina will bat. He has a grounder to short and an RBI single. After a quick visit to the mound, BGU right-hander Griffin Peril will turn his attention to Messina. First and second, 1 out. Messina takes one, looks like it a little bit low. Messina, a product of Kansas City, Missouri, a 6'1" senior. One-0 pitch to him. Missed away. Coming into this doubleheader, Messina was tied for 9th in the league with 40 hits. Also was tied for 6th in the league with 9 doubles. Tied for 2nd in the league with 33 RBI. As they have a lot of production in the middle of that lineup. 2-0 pitch. Wrapped hard foul off the screen of the dugout. Scattered some of his teammates there. Cards went with the jersey change between games, went from the black to the red. Falcons sticking with their orange jerseys with the brown trim. Two-one pitch. Swing and a miss. Looked like a changeup that was up. Messina tried to go get it, but couldn't find it. Evens the count. Cards with a threat here in the 4th. Already leading 6-2. 1 out with a man on first and a man on second. Swing and a miss. Tied him up inside, and Messina strikes out swinging for out number 2. Big strikeout for Griffin Peril. And his first of the game. He just came in to start this inning in relief of Peyton Wilson. Nicholas Powell will step in. He has been a thorn in the Falcons' side in this nightcap. An RBI triple, an RBI double. Peril trying to retire the Cardinals without any damage here in the fourth. Foul back by the left-hand batting left fielder. Again, the Falcons will start to make up that Miami series when they host the Red Hawks here Tuesday night. Here's the pitch, down and in. Tomorrow, the Falcons and Cardinals wrap up this series. Gage Schenk will get the ball for BGSU. One ball, one strike on Nick Powell. Griffin Peril checks second and delivers. Fouled back. The inning started with a walk and a sacrifice and a hit batter. And Peril struck out Messina, and now ahead 1-2 on the left-hand batting Powell. Peril gets the sign and delivers and misses upstairs. Fastball up. Powell not indulging him by chasing it. Leaving the count at 2-2. Powell has bumped his average up to 312 with that triple and double here so far in this game. Top four batters in this lineup all hitting 307 or better for the Cardinals. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. Peril brings it. Chopped foul at the plate. Peril set again with another 2-2 pitch. Up and in, full count. So the runners will be off on the pitch. Navarro from first, Scheffler from second. Ball State leading 6-2 here in the top of the fourth. Payoff pitch, fouled off. Second payoff pitch coming here from Peril to Powell. That one bends inside and loads the bases. Wind picking up here later in the afternoon as we're now nearing 4 o'clock. Wind starting to blow stronger and somewhat out to left a little more now, but still out to center. Peltier will bat with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Takes a strike. Peltier has struck out looking and popped out. Each time he has ended an inning. The first and the second. He's now batting again in the fourth. Now we get time called. Not sure what's going on here. Looks like they're lifting Peltier for a pinch hitter. Yeah, it's no balls and a strike, but they take down Peltier for some reason. Didn't look like he injured himself or anything. I'm not sure why he was lifted there. We'll leave that to others to figure out later. And we are going to get a pinch hitter here. Adam Christensen will step in. Cold off the bench, Christensen will come in down a strike with the bases loaded, 2 outs. Top of the 4th, Ball State leading 6-2. And there is a passed ball that gets past the catcher, and it's a run in 7-2. That's one of those that didn't look like it was in the dirt, but doesn't look like Gurney was expecting it maybe where it was. Scored a passed ball, but I'd be interested to talk with the guys about it if they exactly what happened there. But it scores a run regardless, and Ball State leads 7-2. And a pop-up is out of play left side to make it a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Cards have scored in 3 of the 4 innings they've batted here in this nightcap. One ball, 2-strike pitch. That one's popped back out of play again. So Christensen, a 5'11 junior, is listed as a catcher on their roster, hails from Morton, Illinois. He's batting for Peltier. 1 ball, 2-strike count, the left-hand batter. Hits it up the middle for a base hit. That'll score 2, and it's 9-2 Ball State. Well, nothing much has gone right for Bowling Green in this series to this point, and it continues as the Cards plate 2 more to make it a 3-run frame and a 9-2 lead. And now they're going to pinch run for Christensen at first base. That is going to be Seth Wilson pinch running.
Running for Christensen on first, number 4, Seth Wilson.
So Adam Christensen singles and then heads to the dugout. Meanwhile, Trent Quartermain's at the plate with 3 runs already in. And a man on first with 2 outs. They throw to first. Ball State leading 9-2 now, as they are very well set up to sweep this doubleheader after a 6-2 win earlier. There's ball 1. Cards looking like a first-place team thus far this weekend, taking care of business with authority. There's another ball up, 2-0. To a nothing pitch to Quartermain. Breaking ball strike. Toss to first, and diving in easily is Wilson. 2-1 pitch to Quartermain. Missed, 3-1. The wind is picked up here, again blowing out to center and or left center, depending on the moment. 3-1 pitch to Quartermain, popped out of play. Ball State opened the season with a 4-game series at Arizona. They won 2 of those games. They also played at Kentucky, winning 2 out of 3 there. There's a foul back again. Cards lead this one 9-2. We're in the fourth inning. By the way, the first place showdown will be next week in Mount Pleasant as Ball State will visit Central Michigan for a 4-game set as Quartermain walks to make it first and second with 2 outs. And Aaron Simpson, the batter.
The center fielder, Aaron Simpson.
So Griffin Peril has not exactly distinguished himself in this inning. He has walked 3 and hit a batter as the Cards have scored 3 runs with only 1 hit. Here's Aaron Simpson. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. That's up and in. Still a long way to go in the MAC season, but you got to think that next weekend series could be the difference for the MAC championship. Of course, there won't be a MAC tournament this year, so the conference's representative in the postseason tournament will come by the best regular season conference record. 2-0 now to Simpson. Strike on the inside corner. 9 runs, 7 hits for Ball State. They've left 2. BG 2 runs, 4 hits, and an error. Falcons have left 2 men on base as well. 2-1 pitch. Chopped left side, roller, fielded by the third baseman, throw across, not in time. Infield hit for Aaron Simpson as Montgomery did all he could with it. That was not going to go foul. He was forced to field it. And now the bases are loaded. And that will bring up Chase Sebi as for the second time in 4 innings, Ball State has batted around.
Catcher, Chase Sebi.
Sebi had a 2-run homer in the opener of the doubleheader and an RBI single here in the nightcap. Then grounded into that disputed double play last time up. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Ball 1. Falcon action in the bullpen. Will McLean is warming up as Peril misses again. It's 2-0. Ball State in control, leading 9-2 here in the 4th. Chopper to third and bounces over the third baseman into left field for a 2-run single. It's 11-2 Ball State. Well, Chase Sebi, have yourself a weekend, man. Guy comes in hitting $165 for the season and then goes off on a Friday. 2 hits, a run scored, and an RBI. A 2-run homer in the opener of today's doubleheader. And now 2 hits and 3 RBI in the nightcap. 11-2, Ball State leads, and we will have a new pitcher for Bowling Green. It will be Will McLean. We'll tell you about him in just a moment. Will McLean is the new pitcher for Bowling Green, a 6'4" junior right-hander from Mason, Ohio. McLean will throw it about 90 with his fastball, also adds in a slider. He comes in a tough spot. Falcons already trailing 11-2 here in the fourth. And the Cardinals have batted around here in this fourth inning. So Griffin Peril's line, with still 3 men out there that belong to him, is 2/3 of an inning. 3 hits, 3 walks. He also hit a batter. He struck out 1. He has allowed 5 runs.
The designated hitter, Decker Scheffler.
Here is Scheffler. He walked and eventually came around to score on a passed ball. He would have scored anyway as the inning has played out, as the Cardinals have scored 5. Strike called. Will McLean worked last Sunday at Western Michigan, a 1/3 inning appearance. Threw only 2 pitches and got that out, and that was it. Had a good outing against Central Michigan up in Mount Pleasant, 3 1/3, allowed just 1 run. Although he did work around 5 walks, he struck out 4. Ball 1 outside evens the count, and a ball a strike. Scheffler, a strikeout and a walk thus far today. In the opener, he had an infield hit and a flyout. 1-1 pitch. High in the air, short left center field. The wind pushing it out there to make it an easy grab for Jack Krause, who, as per the norm, loses his hat on his way to the putout. But the Cardinals do significant damage in the fourth inning as they score 5 runs. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It is Ball State 11 and Bowling Green 2.
In the top of the fourth, 5 runs, 2 hits. There were no Falcon errors, 2 runners left on base.
Well, that one's still unearned, even though it'll be earned. Yeah, let me look. Fifteen at third base. Justin Conan.
No, now on third base for Ball State, number 15, Justin Koenig.
Somebody else been hit?
Yeah, 15 replaced with number 4 pitcher and
Oh, okay, yeah, he's in the 5 spot.
yeah.
Bowling Green coming to bat in the fourth inning, trailing 11-2. Justin Conan is taking over at third base for the Cardinals. There is a bunt attempt foul by Krause. Conan replaces Ryan Peltier, who was lifted for a pinch hitter last inning, Adam Christensen. Christensen was then pinch run for by Seth Wilson, and Conant takes over in the field. High chop to first. Quartermain will do it himself. 11-2 Ball State.
Shortstop Ryan Johnston.
Rolling thus far in the wrap-up of this doubleheader on a Saturday afternoon here in BG. Ball high and outside. One NO to Ryan Johnston. He takes a strike inside. Johnston made a fine defensive play back in the first inning and won the hole sliding to a knee and came up firing to retire Ross Messina. Swing and a miss there on a off-speed pitch. Johnston at the plate today, and this game is 0 for 1. And the opener he was 0 for 2. Continues to be a rough go at the plate for Johnston as he fouls this one back. A fine defensive shortstop, but has yet to really discover his groove at the plate in his BG career, hitting under 200 this season. 1-2, the count to him. Turned on that one and pulled it foul. That was way inside. That might have hit him in the stomach if he hadn't got his bat to it. Back in the box, Ryan up close to that dish, crowding the inside corner. Jaksic working and missing away. Cardinals in command, leading 11-2 as BG bats in the fourth. Swing and a miss. Jaksic stayed away, and Johnston tried to get to it and failed. 6 strikeouts for the Ball State left-hander. And 2 up, 2 down to the Bowling Green fourth, and Adam Fallon will bat with the bases empty. Falcons scored a run in the first, another in the third. They went out in order in the second, and Jaksic trying to do the same with the same 3 batters here in the fourth. It looks like he probably will. That's lifted to left. Proverbial can of corn for Nick Powell. So Kraus, Johnston, and Fallon, as they did in the second, are retired in succession in the fourth. We go to the fifth. Ball State 11, Bowling Green 2.
Henriques to first base. Tyler Haas moves from first base to catcher.
Yeah, most guys in high school, guys that are any good at all, usually pitch. On to the fifth inning here at Steller Field. Ball State coming to bat with that sizable 9-11-2 advantage. BG with a defensive change as Kyle Gurney and Tyler Haas switch spots on the defense. Haas now garnering the catching tools while Gurney moves to first. Will McLean bounces one in there to the leadoff man, Adam Tellier. Tellier, a grounder to third, a bloop double, and a sacrifice. He has scored a run. Takes a strike. Will McLean coming on after he came in last inning to record the out on Scheffler to end the inning. Swing and a miss by Sebi, or by Tellier, excuse me, makes it 1 ball, 2 strikes. Off speed pitch rolled to short. There's Johnston. Throw across to the new first baseman Gurney for out number 1. Falcons playing today without Adam Furness, their usual first baseman, who banged into the rail on a foul ball play and has not played today. He was the only Falcon to appear in every game this season coming into today, and that has now gone by the boards. Ball low to Noah Navarro. Navarro has been to the plate 3 times in this game. He has reached every time and scored every time. Takes the ball low. Navarro scored 3 runs in the opener of the series on Friday as well. 2-0 pitch. Upstairs, 3-0. There's a strike. Again, the Falcons host Miami Tuesday as they start to make up that 4-game set that was postponed a couple of weekends ago. There's a rip to center, and that boy caught. Center fielder Kraus. That was stung, but pretty easy play for Kraus, and he makes it for out number 2. And Ross Messina bats.
The right fielder, Ross
Messina,
Messina.
a RBI single and a run scored, sandwiched between a ground out and a strikeout. 1 for 3 for the Ball State right fielder. McLean breaking ball caught the corner. Oh, 1. That one missed low. Even the count of the ball a strike. Breaking ball, strike 2. So McLean jumps ahead in the count. Right-hander versus right-hander. Here's the 1-2. Lifted to left center. That's trouble. That's going to get down and to be cut off before it gets to the wall, but going to be a double anyway for Messina. Stand-up style. So Ross Messina with a 2-bagger with 2 outs. So that'll bring up Nick Powell. Powell's had a good day. RBI triple, RBI double, walk and scored. So 2 hits, 2 RBI, a run scored as well. For the left-hand batting left fielder from Walled Lake Northern High School, Commerce Township, Michigan native. Will McLean, BG right-hander, sets, checks, and delivers, and pours one right in there for strike 1. Nothing in 1 to Powell. McLean again comes set and pitches. Down in the dirt, knocked down by Haas. 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch from McLean. Caught the outside corner for strike 2. Falcons and Cards wrap up the 4-game series tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock here at Steller Field. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch coming. Just did get a piece of it. Certainly would appear the Cards will be looking for a 4-game sweep tomorrow as they lead this one 11-2. We're in the 5th. The Cards with a pair of 5-run innings in this one, the 2nd and the 4th. McLean trying to end the 5th right here with a man at 2nd. 1-2 pitch. Oh, he came inside and way inside. And he hits Powell. So the Falcons have had 3 pitchers in this game, and each have hit a man. Peyton Wilson, Griffin Peril, and now Will McLean. So now 1st and 2nd with 2 outs, and Justin Conant will be the batter. Conant just entered the game last inning defensively, right-hand batter. Hails from Shorewood, Illinois. 5'11" sophomore, takes a strike. Conant usually starts. He started 30 games this year, hitting .253 on the season. Right-hand batter, open stance, at least at the start. And brings that leg up, pops that up, way up there, right side. Second baseman DeHanas fights the elements and makes the play. So the Cardinals get a double and a hit batter after 2 were out, but no damage. BG batting in the 5th. It's all Ball State. In the home half of the 5th, trailing Ball State by a count of 11-2. Mason Montgomery will lead it off against the Cardinal left-hander Luke Jaksich. Breaking ball strike. Jaksich appears to be cruising toward his 6th win and 7 decisions this season. He's held the Falcons to 2 runs on 4 hits through 4 innings. He has struck out 6. He bounces that one in there. Montgomery doubled his only time up in this game. He scored on a single by Gurney. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball strike on the inside corner. 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to Montgomery. Jaksich got in on him but missed inside. 2-2. Break-even pitch. Swing and a miss. Had him out in front and a wave by Montgomery, and he is out number 1 of the 5th. Strikeout number 7 for the Ball State lefty, Luke Jaksich. Falcons turn the lineup over to the top. Dylan DeHanas. Walk and a run scored and a sacrifice. Ball inside. DeHanas, of course, the lone bright spot of this day offensively to this point with that 2-run homer in the opener. His first career bomb. Takes strike 1 here. One ball, 1 strike to the Bowling Green second baseman. Strike 2 on another breaking ball on the outside corner. One ball, 2 strike pitch, swing and a miss. Boy, Jaksich has that breaking ball working. DeHanas strikes out. 3 of the last 4 have gone down on strikes before Mr. Jaksich. He's got 8 strikeouts in total. Andy Gayton will bat with 2 outs and nobody on. Gayton is 2 for 4 total on the day. 1 for 2 in the opener, 1 for 2 here in the nightcap. A triple and a single for his day. Jaksic working to the left-hand batting gate, and he takes a big cut and comes up empty. Jaksic working quickly. Fastball strike on the outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes. A wave and a miss. 5th inning, good morning, good afternoon, good night. Strikeout, strikeout, strikeout for Jaksic. We go to the 6th, it's all Cardinals, 11-2.
Gazera pitching now. Yes, sir. Levi Gazera. Oh, yeah.
Here is Nathan Lee, taking the mound for the Falcons. The first baseman, Baltimore Orcelli, number 32, Levi Gazera.
Transfer to like a Toledo, like private or like whatever the.
Oh, like St. John's or
Yeah,
something.
something like that. I guess North Baltimore is kind of farther down, isn't it? Compared
Yeah,
to
it's about
Toledo?
20 minutes south.
Yeah.
Well, 10, 15 minutes maybe.
That's probably like a 40-minute drive to Toledo. Those are probably the
Yeah,
closest
to St. John's it
private
would be,
schools.
yeah.
I don't really know any private schools that way, but
No, they're not. They're all in the city.
yeah.
Ball State coming up to bat the bottom of the 6th inning. They will face Bowling Green right-hander Levi Gazarek, the North Baltimore product, making his 6th appearance of the year, all in relief. He has struggled a bit. 5 1/3 innings. He's allowed 5 hits. He's walked 9 and struck out 2. He's allowed 9 runs, thus an ERA north of 15. Opponents batting .250 against him. Of course, Gazarek also a member of the football team, a tight end. Falcons hope he'll be a star in that regard in the future, and he plans on playing both sports throughout his collegiate career.
Leading off the top of the 6th for the Cardinals, the number 6 hitter, the first baseman, Griffin Peril.
Maybe he could have a Paul Miles kind of career. What do you think? Maybe stand out in both sports? That'd be something to shoot for. Meanwhile, a pop-up, left side, it's fair and missed, and that's an error. Oh, they called it foul. He must have touched it in foul ground and knocked it into fair territory. That wind really played with that one, and Mason Montgomery couldn't field it as he came into foul territory. Then he drifted back toward the line. Home plate umpire Frank Barkett determined that when his glove touched that ball in the air, it was on the foul side of the field, and then it rolled into fair. That is a foul ball. So it's 0-1. Here leading off the 6th inning to Trent Quartermain. Now a ball, evens account at 1-1. Gazarek just missed there. There's a ball hit up the middle. Will it hang up enough? A diving grab, yes. Jack Krause coming in again. Boy, has he played some kind of center field today. Jack Krause with another fine play for out number 1. That retires Quartermain. Aaron Simpson will bat. Gazarek works in the upper 80s, around 87, 88 miles an hour with this fastball. Big, strong freshman. Misses low there. Of course, Gazarek was a superstar at nearby North Baltimore High School. Pitched last week at Western Michigan, 2 1/3, gave up 2 hits and 2 runs. Here's a grounder to third. Montgomery gets it on the hop. Soft toss across for out number 2. So now Chase Sebi will bat. This is inning 6 of the nightcap of the doubleheader. We have played 12 innings today with Ball State at the plate. They have not gone down 1, 2, 3 in any inning yet today. Gazarek is an out away from getting it done, but he'll face the hot Chase Sebi, whose bat has come to life here at the Stell this weekend. Ball 1. Sebi an RBI single in the first, a 2-run single in the fourth. High fly ball to left, drifting back Fallon on the track with the wind, makes the grab, and there is a 1, 2, 3 inning for the first time on this day at either end of the doubleheader for the BG pitching staff. We go to the bottom of the 6th, Ball State 11, Bowling Green 2.
Reminder, baseball fans, the Falcons and Cardinals meet again tomorrow afternoon, Sunday, May 2nd. First pitch scheduled for 1:05 p.m. And the Falcons then host the Miami Redhawks on Tuesday, May 4th.
That's
First pitch scheduled for 3:05 p.m.
right now. It's literally like that all the time down there. They constantly have block parties. I'm like, how do cops like not stop that at all? Like they'll do it for hours. I'm like, there's not like BG's cops and state troopers would be there like so fast.
Leading off the bottom of the 6th for the Falcons, the number 3 hitter in the first baseman, Kyle Gurney.
Bowling Green batting in the bottom of the 6th inning. A lot of work to do. Need a touchdown and a field goal to take the lead, trailing 11-2. Kyle Gurney, Tyler Haas, Nathan Rose will bat here to lead off the 7th inning. Gurney, 1 for 2, an RBI single back in the 3rd inning, swing and a miss. Ball State lefty Luke Jaksic continues to work and it gets strike 2. Jaksic has struck out 9 through 5 innings. He bounces that one in there, 1-2. Falcons got a run in the first when Dehanos walked and eventually scored on a single by Haas. In the third, leadoff double by Montgomery. He later scored on a hit by Gurney, who swings and misses here and strikes out. 4 straight strikeouts, 5 of the last 6 have struck out. As I would say, Luke Jaksic has worked himself into a nice groove here. Tyler Haas, who is now catching for Bowling Green, is 1 for 1, RBI single and hit by a pitch. This is a slow roller left side. Shortstop plays it, guns across, and gets the out. Nice job, Adam Tellier. Out number 2. And Nathan Rose, the DH, steps in. Jaksic has walked one and hit one to go with his 10 strikeouts. He's allowed only 4 hits. Nathan Rose, one of those 10 strikeout victims. He also grounded into a fielder's choice. Takes that one up and in at the hands. These are 7-inning games in the doubleheader format. So Falcons are down to their final 4 outs. And now to their final 3 outs, barring a misplay here. Fly to right, easily picked off by Messina. So for the 3rd straight inning, the Falcons go down in order. Jaksic is now set down 10 in a row. We go to the 7th, Ball State 11 and Bowling Green 2. Top of the 7th now here at Steller Field in this nightcap of the doubleheader. Ball State 3 outs away from a doubleheader sweep. And it looks like they will have a new batter here to lead off the 7th. A pinch hitter in the DH spot will be Zach Cole.
Leading off the top of the 7th for the Cardinals and pinch hitting for Scheffler, number 6, Zach Cole.
Left-hand batter against the right-hander, Gazarek. Swing and a miss. Levi Gazarek set the Cardinals down in order in the 6th inning. The first 1-2-3 inning recorded by BG pitching today in this doubleheader. Ball outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Zach Cole, this is only his 10th at-bat of the season. High fly, shallow right field. Out behind second base, and that wind playing all kinds of havoc with it. Finally, the shortstop comes all the way over by second base position. Johnston makes the play. You know, being an infielder on a pop-up in Bowling Green is kind of like being a kicker in Cleveland. You got to learn how to kick with the wind. Here you got to learn how to field pop-ups in the wind. Here's another pinch hitter for Ball State. This is Tyler Henriques. Tyler Henriques, a 6'2 freshman out of Waterloo, Ontario.
Tyler Henriques.
Swings and misses. Wait, 11-2, Ball State leads here in the 7th. Gazarek misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Henriques, like Cole, has not played much this year. Cole now 0 for 10 with that pop out. Henriques is 1 for 15 on the season. He fouls that one back, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes to Henriques. Gazarek working and gets a strikeout. Pulled the string there. And it's out number 2. So Gazarek has retired all 5 men he's faced thus far. This is another pinch hitter. This is Zach Lane. Pinch hitting for Navarro.
Pinch hitting for Navarro, number 26, Zach Lane.
Cardinals getting some of their little used subs off the bench in this blowout. Lane is 1 of 11 on the season. Ball low. 11-2, Cardinals in control here. They're going to hang on to first place in the MAC no matter what Central does in their second game against Miami today. Another high pop-up. This behind short. Johnston under. He has it. So Gazarek sets down all 6 he faces in the 6th and 7th innings. But the Falcons are down 11-2 as they come to bat for what will probably be the final time in this game. My guess is Henriques will play third, and Conant will move to short, and Lane will play second.
Got number 29 up there.
Yep, that's Henriques. Conant will move to second then, or short, I would guess. Yeah, 15's at shortstop.
26 is
Second, yep. Lane's at second, Henriques at third, Conant moves to short.
what number did you say is that shortstop?
Conant, he moved from third to number 15, yeah. Who's batting for Johnston? Oh, Billy Floor? They changed pitchers too, by the way. Yeah.
Number 14 is catching. Pitching. Number 33.
Andre Orcelli.
Taking the mound for the Cardinals, number 33, Andre.
Bowling Green coming to bat in the 7th. They trail 11-2 as the Cardinals look to close out this game. They bring in a new pitcher. It is right-hander Andre Orcelli, the 5'10 sophomore out of Lake Orion, Michigan. Making his 15th appearance, he is 2-0 with a 292 earned run average. He struck out 14 in 12 and a third innings. Opponents hitting just 234 against him. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, after pinch hitting, Tyler Henriques stays in the game at third base. Also, Zach Cole stays in the game and plays second base. And Conant moves from third to short. Also, Cade Fitzpatrick is now catching. And Bowling Green ready to go here in the 7th inning. Robbie Peterson pinch hitting for Bowling Green to lead off the 7th in place of Jack Krause. And that bounces in there and skips away.
All right, so we got, who's Robbie pinch hitting for?
Krause.
36.
Peterson takes strike 1. Peterson, a 286 hitter this year in limited appearances, 2 for 7. Couple of singles on his season. 1-1 pitch from Orcelli is fouled away. So Luke Jaksic worked 6 strong innings, allowed only 4 hits, 2 runs. He struck out 10, he walked 1, and he hit a batter. One ball, 2 strikes to Robbie Peterson. Cards lead 11-2, trying to wrap this one up, and there's a foul back. So Luke Jaksic with the win will improve to 6-1. His teammate Chase McDermott earned the win in the opener. He moved to 7-1 on the season. John Baker blanked the Falcons yesterday to improve to 5-2. 1-2 pitch from Orcelli to Peterson. Rolled to second base. One out.
Kind of fun watching him in the binoculars.
Now batting Billy Floor for the Falcons. For Ryan Johnston here.
Pinch hitting for Johnston, number 34, Billy Floor.
One out in the seventh. Falcons down to their final 2 outs. Cardinals lead here 11-2. Floor is 0 for 8 on the campaign. Takes that one in the dirt. Floor is a 6'2 junior, hails from Northville, Michigan, and played at Cuyahoga Community College before coming to Bowling Green. Right-hand batter. 1-0 to him. Orcelli works and misses inside again. Two balls, no strikes to Billy Floor. Swing and a miss on a ball inside. Two balls, one strike to the Falcon pinch hitter. Falcons trail 11-2 here in the nightcap of this double dip. Swing and a miss on a ball down and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's another one down and away. This one bounces in, and Floor able to hold off. Again, the new Cardinal catcher is Cade Fitzpatrick. Full count to Billy Floor. Cardinals looking to close out this doubleheader sweep. Payoff pitch. Ball 4. Skips all the way back to the backstop. So a 1-out base runner for Bowling Green here in the 7th. For Billy Floor, the first time this season he has reached base. Parker Heydrich will now bat. As the Falcons continue with a parade of pinch hitters here in the 7th. Heydrich is 0 for 3 on the campaign. Chopper toward third and fair down the line and misplayed behind the bag by Henriques, and that will result in first and second. So probably score that a hit. Even if Henriques had managed to field that, would have been a long throw and a slow developing play. So they're going to call it a base hit for Heydrich, his first of the year. So another pinch hitter for Bowling Green. This is Anthony Ryan. So first and second with 1 out. BG down to 11-2 here in the 7th inning. Orcelli working. Swing and a miss. Anthony Ryan has 4 hits and 18 trips to the plate this year. Has scored 5 runs, driven in 3. He's also walked 7 times. Actually been on base a .462 clip in his limited action. The 0-1 pitch to him, inside and low. Ryan, a 5'11" sophomore from Newcastle, PA. One ball, one strike. One out here in the bottom of the 7th. Falcons down 11-2. Orcelli working and a half swing strike. That ball tied him up on the inside corner. 1-2. So Orcelli with that wind now picking up, blowing out to center field quite gustily now. It's also clouded up considerably here at the Stell. 1-2 pitch. Tried to paint the corner but missed. That'll even the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Teams will wrap up this 4-game set tomorrow at 1 o'clock here at Gary Haas Stadium. Two pitch from Orcelli to Ryan. Downstairs, full count. Payoff pitch coming. Ball 4. So Orcelli has issued a walk with an infield hit in between. And that brings up Dylan DeHanis.
Top of the order, Dylan DeHanis, second base.
DeHanis hit his first career home run in the opener of the doubleheader. He has a walk and a run scored, 1 for 2 here in the nightcap, plus the sacrifice. The bases loaded, 1 out here in the bottom of 7. Falcons trail 11-2. Swing and a miss by DeHanis. Looking for that first career granny. Nothing in 1 to the BG second baseman. Takes a strike in the outside corner. Boy, right at the knees, too. So Orcelli ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Cards turned a couple double plays in the opener. Have not turned one here in this nightcap. They're at double play depth here. That's up, 1-2. Cards won the opener 6-2. Lead this one 11-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to DeHanis. The pitch from Orcelli, fouled straight back. Somebody in the press box flinched at that. I'm not going to name any names. Every once in a while, one can loop in here, though. But it's got to take a little trajectory over the screen and just perfect. 1 ball, 2 strikes to DeHanis. Orcelli, with the bases loaded, brings it and misses low. Orcelli is not a mop-up guy. As I said, this is his 15th appearance. He's 2-0 with a 292 earned run average. He is struggling a little bit here with this big lead in the 7th. 2-2 pitch. Chop towards second. Too slowly for a double play, maybe. Go to second for the force out. They can't turn it over. And scoring is Billy Floor to make it 11-3. So DeHanis on a fielder's choice will get an RBI. Ryan is retired 4-6 for out number 2. And now Andy Gayton will bat. Up, check it. He is going to be pinch hit for. This is Jared Johnson.
Hitting for Gayton, number 33, Jared Johnson.
So Jared Johnson steps in. Left-hand batter with power. He was 0 for 3 in the opener with a strikeout. Pinch hitting here. Takes a ball outside. So So Dylan DeHanas with 3 RBI out of the Falcons' 5 runs scored in this doubleheader. 1-0 pitch to Jared Johnson outside. 2-0. Dylan DeHanas only had 4 RBI in the season coming into today. Jared Johnson batting with men on the corners and 2 outs. Falcons down to their final out here, trailing 11-3 in the bottom of the 7th. Ball up and in, and now it's 3-0. Dyke Orcelli might have crossed up his catcher a little bit there, as he barely snagged that high, tight fastball. Kyle Gurney in the on-deck circle for the Falcons. .30 pitch to Jared Johnson. Ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk. Orcelli has walked 3 men in the inning. And Kyle Gurney will bat with the bases juiced. Falcons have scored a run here in the 7th to make it 11-3. And now we're going to get a trip to the mound for Ball State. And hard to believe they'd have to make a pitching change when the inning started with an 11-2 lead, but they may very well do that here. The only hit in this inning is an infield hit by Parker Henriques out behind third base. They're going to stick with Orcelli here. And now Anthony Toma is going to pinch hit for Kyle Gurney. So Toma will become the 6th pinch hitter of this inning. Bases loaded, 2 outs. That ball bounces and skips away. Catcher tracks it down, then throws it away. And the Falcons will score 2 runs on a wild pitch and an error. So Henriques scored on the wild pitch. DeHanas scored on the error. And a sloppy 7th inning for Ball State has resulted in 3 BG runs to make it 11-5. Meanwhile, Jared Johnson moved up to second there. Toma ahead in the count 1-0. Orcelli bounces another one. Well, he's walked 3. He's thrown a wild pitch. Gave up an infield single, plus a throwing error. All that adds up to 3 runs. Ball inside. 3-0. Swing and a miss. Toma, green light on the 3-0. Came up with nothing but air. 3-1. Pitcher Andre Orcelli trying to end this rough 7th inning here and end the game. There is a check swing. The ball pops out of the mid of the catcher, but it's ball 4. It's still a passed ball, I believe, as, the only runner on base advanced, that being Johnson, so that will go as a passed ball. And the Cards are going to make a pitching change as they have seen enough of Andre Orcelli, who was certainly not on point today. You don't have his game-to-game performance this year, but I'd have to guess this would rank up there with his worst, as he has been stellar this season with 5 saves. So Cards make a pitching change. We'll be back to tell you about the new pitcher in just a moment. As Tyler Richley.
Now on the mound for Ball State, number 27, Tyler Richley.
Well, the Cardinals, I'm sure, never thought they'd have to go out and take down Andre Orcelli, their closer, as he began the 7th inning with a 9-run lead. But Orcelli indeed cannot retire the side. He pitches 2/3 of an inning. He gave up an infield hit. He walked 4. To this point, he's allowed 3 runs. And he is relieved by Tyler Richley. Richley, a 6'2 junior from Durango, Colorado, pitching to Tyler Haas, and he misses down and in. Richley making his 11th appearance. He's 1-2 with a 7 earned run average. Swing and a miss by Haas. Richley has made 3 starts. This is his 8th relief appearance. He's surrendered 7 home runs this year. Opponents are hitting .309 against him. Haas with men on the corners and 2 out. Swings and fouls it at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Falcons are down to their final out here. About to be swept in this twin bill by the Cardinals. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one bounces in there. Cardinals have received stellar starting pitching in this series, and today included. Luke Jaksic struck out 10 in 6 innings. Here's a pop right side, drifting toward the crowd, and just out of play or just up against the fence there. First baseman Quartermain could not come up with it. Did stay in play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jaksic, official line, 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs earned. He walked 1, he hit 1, he struck out 10. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Ball inside, full count. Falcons are threatening to bat around in the 7th. Entered the inning trailing 11-2. It's now 11-5. Down to their final strike. The payoff pitch. Ball 4. So the 5th walk of the inning by Ball State pitching. Reloads the bases. And Nathan Rose will become just the 3rd man in this inning to actually stay in the game and bat. Falcons have used 6 pinch hitters in this inning. Rose is 0 for 3 with a strikeout in the nightcap. Fouls it back. (11-5) is the lead for Ball State. They need 1 more out. This is lifted to left center. That's got some carry. That's going to be a problem, and that's off the wall. 1 run scores, 2 runs score, and it's now 11-7. So Nathan Rose with a 2-run double plates Jared Johnson and Anthony Toma. And the Falcons have now scored 5 runs in this inning to make it an 11-7 game. And they have batted around in the 7th. And the Cards are going to have to change pitchers again. What a wild 7th inning here. So Richley faces 2 batters, gives up a walk and a hit. All 5 of those runs are charged to Orcelli. And now we're going to get a pitching change. So this takes a little bit of the shine off this day for Ball State. They won the opener 6-2. They were dominating this one 11-2, but BG has come up with 5 in the bottom of the 7th to almost fight their way back into this one. They're not quite got the tying run to the plate yet, but it's close. And the Cardinals will bring a left-hander out of their bullpen here. This is left-hander Tyler Schweitzer, who closed out the first game. So Schweitzer back for another go-round, number 31. Schweitzer got the final 3 outs of the opener as he relieved McDermott after he walked the leadoff man of the 7th. Schweitzer got 3 straight outs, 2 of them by strikeout to end the game. As the Falcons went meekly in that 7th inning, not in this one. This game has had a lot of things, 5 walks, a double, a passed ball, an error. 9 men have been to the plate, 2 hits. And Robbie Peterson, who pinch hit leading off this inning, will bat again. I bet that doesn't happen very often. Pinch hit in the last inning and get to bat again. Strike called. Schweitzer, the left-hander, trying to come in and end all this. And this is a save situation since the on-deck man represents the tying run. The pitch. Lifted out behind third, could be trouble with that wind especially, but the shortstop, Conant, is there to put it away and end a wild 7th inning for the Falcons. Leave it on. So 5 runs, 2 hits, an error, and 2 left for Bowling Green in the 7th. Final score in this one, Ball State 11 and Bowling Green 7. Totals in this one, Ball State 11 runs, 10 hits. They committed an error, and they left 6 on base. For Bowling Green, 7 runs, 6 hits. The Falcons also committed an error, and they left 4 men on base. The winning pitcher, Luke Jaksic, goes to 6-1. He went 6 innings and struck out 10, allowing 2 runs. Bowling Green starter Peyton Wilson took the loss. He drops to 1-2 on the season. The nightcap took 2 hours and 22 minutes to play, and the Cardinals sweep both ends of the doubleheader and look to complete the 4-game series sweep tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. That concludes our broadcast for today. This is Todd Walker wishing you good afternoon from Bowling Green.